The Nintendo Switch has proven to be not only a successful console in its own right with great exclusives, but also the home for fantastic Wii U games that didn't get the attention they deserved due to the console's low sales. Over the last 2 years, Nintendo has ported many of its games to the Switch, but there are still a number of them that have yet to be that definitely deserve it. So here are my picks for Wii U games that absolutely need to make their way onto the Switch in the near future. The first game is one you may have completely forgotten existed or may not have even have heard of altogether, The Wonderful 101. The Wonderful 101 is created by Platinum Games, the same devs that created Bayonetta and very recently Astral Chain. The game is quite different from most in that you don't control just a single character, but actually a whole horde of them, and you tackle enemies by using Unite Morphs, where by drawing shapes you combine the characters together to form various objects. It's pretty unique and crazy, as is its plot, but it works surprisingly well. With the Switch having no second screen gamepad, the drawing element would be lost outside of handheld mode, but the analog stick would still do the job, and potentially some form of Joy-Con motion controls could even be added in its place if need be. While the combat can be a little too chaotic at times, it's one of the Wii U's hidden gems that deserves another outing. Considering Platinum Games have expressed interest in porting the title on a number of occasions, who knows, maybe it might just happen. Game number 2 is Xenoblade Chronicles X, a sort of side entry in the series that doesn't take place in the same universe as the original, but retains much of its gameplay mechanics. While X isn't as fondly remembered as either 1 or 2, there's a subset of fans that really love it, and for good reason. Featuring an impressively large world you can run through completely seamlessly, also mech-like machines called Scales you can pilot, an absolute metric ton of content to get lost in, and some pretty good visuals that would stand up pretty well even today with a little bump in resolution to 900 or 1080p. Monolith did say they had no plans to port it over to the Switch last year, but with the original now getting a remaster next year, who knows, maybe they'll reconsider. With X releasing in late 2015 in the West, a period at which point the Wii U was, more or less on its deathbed, it's not surprising the game sold quite poorly, but with a large install base of the Switch, I think it would fare far better. Number 3 is Super Mario 3D World, the highest rated exclusive on the Wii U, which naturally makes it a great contender to be ported over to the Switch. One aspect in particular that makes the game perfect for the Switch is its emphasis on multiplayer co-op, which of course on the Wii U, you needed people to come over to your house, as well as needed an additional Wiimote or Pro controller, which wasn't always ideal. This wouldn't be an issue on the Switch however, as you'd easily be able to give someone one of the two Joy-Cons, alongside the added convenience of just being able to play wherever you are in tabletop mode, making its multiplayer component so much more accessible. 3D World is a perfect mix of both the 2D and 3D Mario games, and is a fantastic game for either the casual or hardcore gamer. Add in a new character or two and a few new stages, and it would also make worth purchasing again for those that bought it originally. The following entry is Pikmin III, a creative strategic puzzle game that sees you using the various types of Pikmin creatures and their unique abilities to explore, uncover food, and battle dangerous predators. With Pikmin 4 stated to be almost complete in 2015, its status since has been strangely completely up in the air, so the very least Nintendo could do to tie over fans until its release is port over 3 to the Switch, which many people never got the chance to try. A port was rumoured to be announced earlier this year by a reliable source, but so far nothing has come of it. There are a lot of people requesting one however, so hopefully Nintendo are listening. Next up is The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD, a remaster of the 2006 Wii and GameCube original. Twilight Princess HD takes the original's muddy, blurry visuals and cleans them up really nicely in 1080p with some new textures. Not to mention motion controls aren't forced on you like in the Wii version, making the experience far superior in my opinion. Being one of the more darker Zelda titles in the series, it would be great to have on the Switch alongside the comparatively more light-hearted and colourful games Link's Awakening and Breath of the Wild. For those that did happen to enjoy the Wii's motion controls, Nintendo could add them back in as an option for use with the Joy-Cons. Finally, we're on to the last game, which is my personal favourite, another Zelda, and yep, another game that has technically already been on multiple platforms already, The Legend of Zelda the Wind Waker HD. While Twilight Princess HD was a little bit of a by-the-numbers remaster, Wind Waker HD feels a little closer to a remake with more overhauled graphics that makes the already fantastically aging original look even more stunning. Despite essentially being 16 years old at this point, its gameplay holds up just as well as the newer titles, and sailing the seas is just as fun and therapeutic as it was back then. There are a few games I feel quite as nostalgic for as The Wind Waker, and having the original, let alone the HD remaster playable on the go, is something 11-year-old me would have been absolutely amazed by. The Switch port would arguably need no real changes at all, minus the ability to lessen the bloom effect slightly, which would eliminate the only real gripe people had with the HD version. Before I round off this video, be sure to let me know down in the comments which Wii U game you'd like to see ported to the Switch most. That's it for today. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like, subscribe and hit the bell icon for a notification each time my video goes live. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.